They just announced that there's a new Pokemon anime coming out that's going to be including all the regions from every generation in this one anime, and also the original name for it is going to come back. So it's going to be just called Pocket Monsters in Japan and Pokemon in America. This is Ted, and this is Nerd Nonsense, and I'm going to make sense of what's going on. So apparently they're rebooting the series, and they thought the Pokemon Company thought it was a good time to do so. It happened a couple times. Basically, not like a whole reboot where Ash just starts and get his Pokemon again. No, not like that. But like, if you watch the show, you'll know that Ash's battle IQ kind of went down. I think in Fourth Gen was probably when he was at his peak of battling. He made it to the. I think he made it to like top 5 in the Pokemon League. He got beat by that Latios in that Darkrai. But his strategies and the way he went into Pokemon battles, he actually used type advantages, and when he didn't, he had some like super duper tech move or some kind of super battle strategy. And then after that, when he went to 5th gen, he kind of just forgot it all. Like he just didn't, like when you went back and you watched the anime, you're just like, why doesn't he do this? Because he learned that. Why is he using this if he did this in the last anime? Because it doesn't really continue. It just takes the character Ash and just puts him in another one. And that's what you see as you go, and then you get that in X and Y as well. They talk about this girl he met. I already forgot. It's a Pokemon's name, but this girl he met at some kind of quote unquote summer camp, which I don't think Ash ever went on. And Ash met her, and then the journey takes place. He doesn't remember anybody, and they don't do callbacks to characters either. Like he doesn't talk about like any Pokemon he caught. We got a little bit of that in Sun and Moon, in the Sun and Moon anime, where well, we got some of that in Black and White as well. I'm not gonna lie. Well, Charizard came back and he mentioned that I've got this Charizard, blah blah blah. But that was basically the setup for like the movie. Just I really don't know why they brought Charizard back. I have no clue. But they brought him back for a second. They brought him back a couple of times in the anime, but yeah. And then in Sun and Moon, they really went back into the a super reboot. He just like woke up and started his journey. He went on vacation with his mom, and then he's like, "Oh, dude, I want to stay here, go to school." Finally, it's been years, but we've seen it a couple times. But this specific. I don't know why I started over that. In this situation, it's actually starting from. It has all the generations in one, and now this brings me. I'm doing this whole video because of that, but also because Josh asked me. He was like, "Hey, what's this stuff I'm hearing about that Ash isn't coming back to the anime?" And I was like, "I don't know. That's pretty dumb if they don't." So I looked into it, and yeah, a lot of people are speculating that they only showed off just the starters for every generation up until Sword and Shield, and they didn't show Ash. And a lot of stuff for the animes, and then they come out, it has Ash and Pikachu on there. So what will happen if Ash is not in there? And we've seen it before. We've seen it in Pokemon Chronicles, where it was a bunch of short side stories about characters. We've seen it in the Mystery Dungeon short-lived cartoons. We've seen it in Pokemon Chronicles. Oh, no, I already said that. Um, Pokemon Generations and Pokemon Origins, and we've seen it in the Pokemon X and Y Mega Evolution story. That was only 4 episodes. We've seen it without Ash. It might do pretty good without Ash, but the big thing is that how is Pikachu gonna fit on this? I know that's pretty dumb, but Pikachu is the mascot, and it's always gonna be there. It's only gonna be the only Pikachu unless you see someone else has it, and it's just gonna lose to the Ash's Pikachu. Um, it's just Pikachu's like is the mascot. It's the Mickey Mouse of Pokemon. So if Ash isn't there, what's gonna happen with Pikachu? You know what I'm saying? Unless Ash gives Pikachu away, and then that'll be, whew, that is gonna be a tearjerker. Am I right? But Pikachu does have like some kind of pull with it. So I just think I feel like Ash is gonna be into it. But I'm making this video to talk about reasons why people are saying that. Well, once it's a reboot, obviously. Um, Unless you've been living under a rock, this has already been being set in motion. So in the teaser trailer for the anime, it said that all generations are in one. If you go back to the 20th anniversary of Pokemon movie I Choose You, if you look at that movie, you can already see that that's already happening in previous animes, like in the first season of Pokemon, Ash didn't know nothing about no Ho-Oh. He didn't know about any of the Pokemon. When he's seen a new Pokemon, he's like, "What is that?" Like he's like, there's some kind of border that doesn't let people through. You know what I mean? Like he's on the other side of that. There's a Pokemon there he never knew about. But in Pokemon I Choose You, he'd seen Pokemon like Lucario, and he didn't freak out. He already knew what it was. You know, he just started his journey. He just turned 10 or whatever, and he went out in the world and seen all these Pokemon. He ran into a freaking Entei. He ran into some bunch of other legendaries. You know, a Marshadow that's just came out basically. So yeah, and then the second movie, The Power of Us, it's the same thing. There's a collective of Pokemon that are from different generations and different regions all in one. So we're already getting set up for that sneaky, but we're already getting set up for it, and this might be the next step. They were like, "Oh, we're doing it in the movies," and you know what? The Pokemon Power of Us and the I Choose You were great. I liked it because they didn't have to go back and explain a bunch of stuff. The Pokemon already here, like it's supposed to be. It only reason why it was different in the past is because they just made it and they had to slowly distribute out the Pokemon as the games came out, so they can't, so they can just, save some. But in this one, in this day of age, we already know everything. Why hide it? Why should there be this barrier here to block off these Pokemon for us? Why can't we just have all the Pokemon, all the generations in one? So they're going to try that out. I'm pretty sure it's going to be a success. I don't see a reason why Ash wouldn't be there. If you want a new character, I mean, if you get a new character, I mean, what has Ash done? Ash hasn't really done anything crazy. He's just been there. Sometimes he's carried by a lot of his friends, his side characters, because sometimes they're doing some crazy stuff, and then Ash is like, "Oh, I'll go in," and then they lose, and then Ash comes up and saves the day. But in the Pokemon Sun and Moon anime, it's like probably one of the best series there is right now, in my opinion. I'm pretty sure a lot of people are saying that the animation is great. I love the way the animation went with this. You could do more with facial expressions and fighting and stuff with this kind of animation that they have for Sun and Moon. But hopefully they continue it in the next one. But yeah, I don't see why Ash wouldn't be there if just because his face isn't on there. I mean, if they get a new character, I mean, it's just going to be a different Ash if you think about it. So what are they going to change about Ash? They're going to just what? Make him another 10-year-old just like they've done before. He's basically 10 now. I mean, they still don't mention his birthday or anything. He's just basically going to be 10. He's going to be a rookie Pokemon trainer. He's going to make mistakes. He's going to train. He's going to, try different things. He's going to have a mascot. If Pikachu or not. So, I don't see how it'll be any different. Honestly, I don't know how this not having Ash will be different. Unless they make it a girl. I mean, even then. Because Pokemon's like really PG, so like there ain't gonna be no relationships. I mean, the closest we got was in X and Y with that girl who liked Serena. There you go. Serena liked him, and supposedly there was a quote unquote kiss. They did something in the the Pokemon Diamond Pearl when that guy that Dawn used to compete with in the Pokemon contests, he confessed his love for her. And, she was like, "Oh, no, I like someone else," and it was Ash, but, it was never really explored. The closest we got was that quote-unquote kiss that Serena gave Ash. But other than that, it's just like, it'll be silly, I guess, to get rid of Ash. I'm pretty sure that's why he's here till this day, because, like, why get rid of him? What's the difference? Why not just add a bunch of different characters in and just keep Ash? There's nothing really. He's going to make the same mistakes. He's going to get in the same battles. He's going to defend his friends. He's going to win some and lose some. He's never going to beat the Pokemon League, ever. The closest he got was second place in X, Y, and Z, or whatever you want to call it. And this is going to happen every time. If they do make a new trainer, and he's really good, and he's really, like, that dude, and he's over here beating everything in one shot, eventually they're going to have to nerf him because he's getting too far, and then he's just going to make the same mistakes Ash. He's just going to de-evolve into what Ash used to be. Now we got that out the way. That I think Ash is going to be in the anime. For my opinion, I mean I could be wrong. I mean who knows? I've just been watching the show for 20 years. But next thing, so what will this anime be like if all the generations open? Good question. Thank you for you in the back. Thank you for the question. I think it'll be very unique because if you look at Pokemon Generations, where they jump to each generation and you see things going on, but take that with some salt because that is just the games world. That's the game world of Pokemon. Pokemon Generations is just a bunch of collective stuff from the games we've seen, like the Red Gyarados. We've seen what the heck were their names? The Ruby and Sapphire villains. Team Aqua and Team Magma fighting over, the Red Orb. We've seen the Pokemon Police go try to get Giovanni. It's just stuff in the games that we've seen. But that's the closest we have it. Will it be a miniseries? I hope not, because that Pokemon is like the top selling Pokemon. It's like the top selling game and stuff like that. Merchandise, and probably next to Disney. Honestly, does Disney own Pokemon? Who fucking knows? But they sell a lot, so I wouldn't see this becoming a miniseries because a lot of people kids and all people around the world, different ages, will watch this show. They'll say they'll hate it and they'll still watch it. I mean, that's what Sun and Moon was. Everyone hated Sun and Moon when it came out because of the animation. But after they seen the fights and all the crazy stuff going on with that freaking B-word beating the shit out of a fucking Ultra Beast, now everyone's come back saying it's the best series in the world because of the animation and whatnot. But I think it'll be unique. I'm not gonna say I'm kind of interested because now with the Pokemon Sword and Shield coming out, and not all Pokemon will be in this. That's probably why they did it. So if all Pokemon aren't gonna be in the game, not all Pokemon are gonna be in this anime. And then with that, so they're like, oh, we're gonna cut a lot of Pokemon out. Then it's easier to bring these Pokemon in because it'd be just like the game, right? I'm pretty sure they're gonna say the same thing. I mean, well, if actually no, because if it's they didn't say all generations will be able to go to. It said all generations will be in this. Oh, that's my phone. All generations will be in this anime. So if it takes place in Galar, but it has every single generation Pokemon in it, then that's what I'm talking about. So all Pokemon that are cut from the game are cut from the anime, and it's easier to put them in to this anime now. So all generations will be open. So now you won't just see I guess you'll see more abundance of Pokemon, just sort of like how Detective Pikachu was when you walking down the street and you see all these Pokemon from different generations. I feel like that's how the anime is going to be like now. And it's kind of exciting because sometimes these Pokemon, I just I guess they gotta catch them all, and you only see some of them. It goes, I guess you can say that with the game as well. But you don't get to see all of them, and it'll be unique to see different battles with Pokemon, with different Pokemon other than the generic ones. You'll see, oh, Ash is going against a fucking Grookey. Ash is going against a fucking Wooloo. You know what I'm saying? Ash is going against something he actually knows what it is because it's from Gen 2, or Ash is going some for Gen 5, Gen 1, Gen 3. You know what I'm saying? It'll be more interesting with the diversity of Pokemon now that they haven't really shown off a lot. They've just been keeping to with what's relevant, so you won't see they'll have them in the background, but you won't really see them battle. You know what I mean? That's what another part of Pokemon is. It's collecting, catching, and the battles. And battles is what's the Sun and Moon anime did really well with. So now if you take that to step forward and actually use Pokemon that are from different regions, then you have a great palette to paint with. You know what I'm saying? So it'd be very interesting to see how they will. Now that at the end, sort of near the end of Sun and Moon, Misty and Brock came back, and a lot of people said that was fan service. I mean, they came back, obviously it's fan service, but they came back and they had battles with the trainers using Mega Evolution. And that was probably one of my favorite episodes. Not because Misty and Brock were there, it's because they showed old school versus new school. I mean, even though it was Mega Evolution, I mean, it was a Steelix versus a Tortonator. It was a Gyarados versus Pikachu, but no, it was a Psyduck versus two new Pokemon, and Psyduck just fucking whiplashed him with Psychic. But it was very good to see the old Pokemon come back and show the new Pokemon hey, we can still hang. You know what I'm saying? We still these Pokemon out here. So it'll be very interesting to see what they do. Now the official trailer and information will come out on the 29th or something. I think they said the 29th of September. Is there September 29th? Who fucking knows? But probably it's coming out sometime this month. And I'll do a video on it, of course. But I just wanted to vent and get that out the way. Yes, I think Ash is gonna come back. If he doesn't, I mean, he'll basically come back in some shape or form because if, like I'm saying, what difference will? Because it'll be a copy and paste of Ash, basically. Like I told you, it'll be a rookie trainer making all these mistakes with the Pokemon, meeting friends, friendships are forever, collecting Pokemon, never wins, goes the distance, wins like Pokemon badges and whatnot or whatever he does, never goes the distance, and will never beat the Elite Four or beat the Pokemon League. So why change it unless there's some other reason? Unless they want to rebrand. But a reboot usually just gets the same characters and just puts them back on the palette, and they just paint a new story. So I don't really know. And plus, I don't really know how you're gonna get around Pikachu either, because Pikachu is the mascot. It's always gonna have to be there. Just like you see Mickey Mouse everywhere in Disneyland, you gotta see Pikachu everywhere in Pokemon. So I don't know how they're gonna get rid of that unless Ash gives Pikachu away, or Ash has a cousin like Blue's Clues, and then he goes off to college and fucking, no, well, I'll do what cousin Ash used to do, and fucking and go to the Pokemon League and fucking do all this shit and lose. But but I think I'm excited now that I know that all these Pokemon in there are gonna be in there. Obviously they're gonna be in there, but they're trying to mirror the video game with the anime, so that makes pretty cool sense, and it's pretty exciting as well. So, so I think that's about it. I think I covered everything. I think this is going to be a very good experience. It's probably to help more people come into the Pokemon world and stuff like that. I'll definitely watch it. I gotta finish watching the Sun and Moon anime. It's really good. But yeah, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think. Do you think this reboot's gonna be great? Do you think that they're gonna get rid of Ash and just make a new person who's just like Ash? Do you think it's cool that all the Pokemon are going to be in here? Well, half of all the Pokemon, well, Pokemon from all the regions are going to be in this anime. Do you think that they're actually? Do you think they're actually going to show all the Pokemon from all the generations in this anime and not have them all in the game? That would be fucking crazy. People would be pissed. Yeah, but that's about it. Let me know how you guys like it. Be nice to each other. I love you 3000. Remember, this is Ted. This is Nerd Nonsense. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you guys later. Bye.